Alright, YouTube, there are now 2 people left in the Republican contention to run against Barack Obama. Newt Gingrich has finally decided to put his manipulative, power-crazed dwarf side apart and drop out of the race. This is important because Newt Gingrich needs to be told where his stance in life actually is, and that will never be President of the United States. He would be a terrible president, he would do a terrible job. He's incompetent, he's a liar, he's a fraud, he's a thief, he's an egotist piece of shit, and America doesn't want him. He's coming in 4th place. He lost to Rick Santorum in Pennsylvania, even though Rick Santorum dropped out of the race several weeks ago. So that should tell you something about that. There are 2 people left in the race now. One is a rich silver spoon idiot, flip-flopper, liar, pandering, thief, and the other one is actually a decent candidate, and you know which one is which. Of course, Mitt Romney, everyone's favorite dullard. He's a little bit like the Republican answer to John Kerry. We all know where that went when he ran against George Bush. See, it's interesting how history repeats itself. Mitt Romney looks like he'll be the Republican candidate. It's unfortunate because he can't win, and he's playing the John Kerry game. He's sort of this somewhat moderate, flip-flopping, dull, tall, salt and pepper-haired, dour-looking, do-nothing, former very, very rich business person who made most of his money through fraudulent means. Can't win, just like John Kerry couldn't beat George W. Bush, even though George W. Bush was a terrible president. Mitt Romney can't beat Barack Obama, despite the fact that Barack Obama is, at best, a low to middling president who's really not doing much in office and just wants to toy around with the healthcare system. So Barack Obama will be reelected if Mitt Romney is the candidate chosen. I fully expect this. I think Obama would crush him because while Obama's not nearly as popular as he was 4 years ago, you saw what he did to John McCain the first time around, and you saw what John McCain did to Mitt Romney. He absolutely crushed him. And of course, John McCain crushed Romney, went on to challenge Obama, and in turn get crushed. Obama was a juggernaut at the time because of several things. He organized the youth vote, he organized the progressive libertarian vote, and he organized things online. Now, let's look at this. Obama got a lot of his support through online action, the youth, and the progressive libertarians. What do all 3 of these groups have in common? They are the primary basis for the Ron Paul movement. Ron Paul has stolen all of these groups away from Obama. There's only one way Obama can be defeated by Mitt Romney, and that's if Ron Paul decides to run third party, which he probably will. So to those of you who want Mitt Romney to be our next president, it's simply not going to happen. Mitt Romney will not defeat Barack Obama. You have my absolute assurances on that. He won't win. It doesn't matter how many times you go knock on people's doors, how many websites you set up to talk about how bad a liar Barack Obama is. It doesn't matter how many leaflets you pass out by plane or car or bike. It doesn't matter how many posters you put up. It doesn't matter how many super rich elitist silver spoon super PACs Romney has backing him. Obama will outspend Mitt Romney. Obama will out-propagandize Mitt Romney, and Obama will once again win the youth and the progressive libertarians. He will steal the women by far away. The Hispanics will vote for him. All the minorities will vote for Barack Obama, because here's the problem. Romney has a limited base. He's a Mormon, so he can't really mobilize the evangelical movement like Ron Paul or Rick Santorum could. He can't really mobilize the blue Republicans because most of them will just vote for Obama again like they did the first time around. He doesn't have any youth appeal. His constant flip-flopping means he has to choose between solidifying the Republican base and trying to prove to them that yes, indeed, a Mormon can hold Protestant values and be socially conservative, which he can't. He has to choose between that and being young and vibrant and trying to win back the youth and the women and so forth. Either way, he's screwed. He's either going to look too conservative for the minorities and the women and the progressive libertarians to want him, or he's going to look too liberal for the conservative base to want him. Either way, he's splitting himself in half. Mitt Romney cannot win the election. There is only one candidate who's capable of taking on Barack Obama, and that's Ron Paul, because he's capable of mobilizing the same forces Obama mobilized to win in the first place. It would be interesting if you would put Ron Paul in front of Obama and see who could win the debate. I think Obama would be severely outgunned. Mitt Romney, of course, Obama can make mincemeat out of him. All Obama has to do is focus on healthcare. Everyone hates this healthcare, and this Obamacare is the most terrible thing since Hiroshima. Well, what did Obama base Obamacare off of? Romney Care. All he has to do is point that out in every single debate, and Romney will look like an asshole. And he can point out how Romney has consistently changed his stances on everything from contraception and abortion and gay rights and war with Iran and war with all these other countries and defense spending. And he can point out how Mitt Romney has shady business dealings at best, which make Newt Gingrich ethics record look spotless. How he liquidated thousands of jobs and made hundreds of billions of dollars off of other people going on the unemployment rolls. And how he didn't really help his home state, and his home state was lagging behind during his governorship. If Obama points these things out, lo and behold, there's your problem. Ron Paul, on the other words, during his station in Texas's economy was doing fine. Low unemployment, huge growth rate, lots of new jobs, lots of riches, all sorts of good stuff. And Ron Paul can actually say, look, I'm a conservative Christian, not like Romney, the moderate Mormon, and can mobilize the evangelicals. At the same time, for some inexplicable reason, the youth likes him, the progressive libertarians like him because he's a libertarian even though he's right-leaning. The women would be more want to vote for him than Romney because he's actually clear on the issues. And also, he doesn't lie to people constantly. He actually sticks to his guns. So I'm going to vote for Ron Paul. If Ron Paul doesn't get the nomination, he probably won't, I'll still vote for him. If he doesn't run third party, I'll still vote for him. I'm not going to waste my vote on the rich silver spoon idiot flip-flopper, and I'm certainly not going to waste it on the socialist Obama. Because although Obama hasn't done nearly as bad a job as the Republicans have claimed, he hasn't done nearly as good of a job as the Democrats have claimed either. So he's not worthy of re-electing. I'll vote for the candidate who actually deserves to be in office. Even if that candidate loses, I will still cast my vote for Ron Paul. And I encourage everyone else to do that. You need to bolster the ranks if you want him to have a chance. Romney still hasn't sewn up the nomination, by the way. He's still far short of the delegate count he needs. Ron Paul will absorb more delegates. He'll still be at the convention. He'll still have power at that convention. Maybe he'll roll this over into a vice presidential pick. If Ron Paul was the vice presidential nominee for Mitt Romney, would I vote for Mitt Romney if Ron Paul were running with him? I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence about it. I think I'd rather see him run third party and play spoiler, just to piss Mitt Romney off. Because Mitt Romney and Barack Obama share one thing in common. Neither of them deserve my vote. So thank you, Newt Gingrich, for finally dropping out and making it a two-man race. You didn't need to stay in the race so goddamn long. You could have dropped out 3 months ago and everyone would have been happy. In fact, you never should have entered the race in the first place because you never had a chance. Same goes for Bachmann and Kane and Santorum and all these other little piddling idiots who thought they were worthy of the presidency and probably joined the race so that they could get a book deal about their experience and make millions of dollars. All those candidates, they're going to write books and they're going to roll that over into smaller offices and they'll be perfectly happy to take them. You know, Rick Santorum will never be in the Senate again because even his home state hates him, but still, they're going to make a lot of money. And when Obama's finally ousted from office or retires after his second term, I'm sure he'll go on to write more award-winning books too, and hang out with Bill and Hillary Clinton, have orgies with them with his wife and daughters. I'm sure that will probably happen. Because all these politicians, they snort coke and get drunk together and have orgies anyway. There's not a decent one among them. Ron Paul is the best candidate we've seen since the Teddy Roosevelt times. And people aren't willing to vote for him because he's too old, or, you know, he's crazy, or he's a racist. Even though Newt Gingrich voted against the Martin Luther King holiday that Ron Paul voted for, Ron Paul's still the racist one. So, I fail to see all these insults against him. It just doesn't make sense. Peace out.